Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup look, well an eyeshadow look using this palette, which is one of my favourites at the moment. This is the Revolution Soph palette, and I do get a lot of requests on like how to do eyeshadow in depth sort of thing. So that's the sort of look I'm going to be creating today. As you can probably tell, I've already got the rest of my makeup on, including this really bold lip, which is a really affordable one. It is from Tanya Burr Cosmetics and it's in the shade Winter. This was a limited edition one, but I do believe she's got a very similar shade out. I will mention some other colours that are very similar down below, but it's a beautiful deep colour, and I want a little gold eye to go with it. I get so many requests on how to do eyeshadow, like in-depth eyeshadow tutorials, so that's what I'm going to do today using this Soph palette right here. Excuse messy hair, by the way. I did break this last night, courtesy of Lois Collins. Lovely. I'm going to just do like a gold kind of warm eye. It's not going to be the softest, I don't really think, because I always go in for a really soft eye and then just stuff happens and it goes crazy. I know, I'm going to go for a softer look, but it might not turn out that way. I'm going to just go ahead and zoom you guys in. So this is my misshapen, completely different shaped eyes, because they wouldn't be my eyes if they weren't completely different shapes. So I'm going to start off with the palette again, and I've just dropped half of it and taken a scoop out my favourite colour, which is Tiramisu. Okay. I might actually cry right now, because that's the shade Tiramisu, which is my favourite colour in the whole palette. Anyway, we're going to start off with this white right here, which is called Penguins, and it's just like the perfect matte bone white. I do recommend you use a kind of transition colour, not transition colour, a base colour. So like a white or like a creamy colour. It really does depend on what kind of look you're doing. On this side, I think I'm going to use the shade Penguins, which is a white, and that's going to really highlight my brow bone and stuff. It's going to really accentuate that. Another thing I did off camera is I put on a lid primer, and again, that's something I definitely recommend you do. I'm going to use the Collection Sheer Loose Powder, which is my usual like face powder. So you guys don't have to go out there and buy like a white eyeshadow. You can just use your setting powder, and here is the proof. It goes on perfectly. If anything, I think I do prefer using setting powder, because actually it's a bit sheerer, and it just creates, because it's your skin tone, it doesn't brighten your eyes as much, but it creates a softer look, and it's also really smooth to blend over. I'm also just going to drag that under my eyes because I didn't set my concealer, so there you go. But yeah, you don't have to go out and buy like a proper white eyeshadow, because I understand not many palettes have them nowadays. I'm going to go in with this colour right next to it, which is called Pancakes, I believe. I had to memorise all the names because I actually lost a bit of paper, so it's really annoying. Not a bit of paper, a bit of plastic. I wish that they could like write the names underneath, but then again you wouldn't get as much product, because the palette, either the palette would be massive, you wouldn't have as many colours because it's pretty like jam-packed in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and put that colour on a big fluffy brush the whole way through my crease, and then just, I'd say above my crease, about halfway between my crease and my brow, there should be Pancakes. And it's pretty much my skin tone, so you won't really be seeing it a lot, but actually it kind of sets a transition for the rest of the shades, so that when you put the darker shades on your eyes, it kind of does like an ombre effect, and it kind of like smooths out into like a lighter colour, whereas if you have like a really dark colour and then it just stops, it just looks wrong. I'm going to go back in, I'm going to use just this palette today to make things a lot nicer. So I'm going to use the shade Iced Coffee, which is this one right here. And again, it's just a tiny bit darker than Pancakes, because it's all about building up a layering colour. Obviously, you don't have to use this many colours. This is a really kind of tonal look. But if you don't really want to use like 10 different colours, then you can just go for 2, like a transition and a crease. I'm going to keep blending different colours in to kind of give you guys the best idea of the method I'm using. You can just see on this eye that obviously it's a lot brighter than this eye because I use the white. That's the main difference you kind of see. I'm going to take the colour Cup of Tea, which is now going to kind of be the foundation for the look. I might take a different brush with that actually. I'm going to use also kinetic brushes, by the way. I think, depends what ones I pick up. I'm using the EcoTools blending brush, which is super affordable, and the shade Cup of Tea, which is this like really warm, kind of like brown sugar brown. Wow, amazing description. But like quite a warm tone, and it's not really blending on as smoothly because it's like over layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of eyeshadow. And this is what I meant when I said I prefer to use a powder, is because it's a lot thinner and the colour becomes out a lot more vibrant because it's got a bit more to stick to, I guess. That's the reason behind it. I'm gonna kind of smooth it out a bit. You will get fall down with these eyeshadows because they're so affordable. That can be expected, but honestly, you don't get too much of this palette. It doesn't drive me up the wall. Like some eyeshadows, it really drives me up the wall how much fallout you get with them. And putting that straight into the crease, and then I'm kind of bringing it up over the top of where we put the shade Iced Coffee, but there's still a rim of pancakes above it, and that's just going to create the kind of faded effect that we're looking for. And it doesn't look great at the moment, but when we get a blending brush on it, it will look great. I'm using the shade Pancakes again, which is the second colour that we used at the beginning. And I'm blending that into Cup of Tea and over Iced Coffee and just kind of over the whole crease area to create that fade effect. You could create this look using 3 shades or even 2 shades, but honestly I like to have the proper full gradient, and I do understand you don't need to use that much. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M156 brush and the shade Tiramisu, which is right here. I've taken a massive scoop out of accidentally, and we're going to just build that a tiny bit on the outer corner. Not a ton, just a bit. There we go. We'll be going over with a slightly darker shade. Again, you can recreate this exact look using any colour. Although I did like a burgundy, like a warm kind of smoky eye last time, you can do that exact same method just using different colours. And that's kind of what I try to do on this channel, is videos that you can just use the technique but with any colour. Obviously you don't have to copy my exact techniques, but this is just how I do it, and like you guys ask how I do it, so this is I guess what you asked for. I'm going to just take a big brush and go underneath the eye because that'll be the majority of the fallout gone. I'm going to go back in with the Morphe brush, good eyelash, and I'm going to just take this colour right here, which I think is called Rosewood, I'm not sure, but it's like that one and that one mixed together. Just take like a dark warmish brown and run that along the outer corner, just where we put Tiramisu, and then there's a tiny bit on like the very outer corner, you know. There we go. Same for this eye. And bringing it in ever so slightly on the lower lash line. There are so many aspects of this look that are like just how I do my makeup. So if you guys really want to change something, then you obviously can. By the way, you guys, it doesn't normally take me this long to whip up a look like this. I'm going to take a flat packing brush. This is one from So Eco. It is the eye shading brush. And I'm going to take a setting spray on that, which is MAC Fix Plus. Give it a little wave out. Don't put it straight into the eyeshadow because sometimes it kind of creates like a seal on it, because that's what I did with this black and it didn't go great. I'm going to use the shade Grow Old or Sparks Fly. It's the second one in. I don't know because I've lost the sheet, but we're just going to have to work with it. And I'm going to stick that on the lid and just pat that on there. Using your setting spray definitely maximises the pigment of the eyeshadow and makes the eyeshadow look a lot brighter and a lot more metallic. And I'm going to push that into where we put the colour Rosewood. And sort of like mix the two together. And then over the top I'm going to use the other one, which is Sparks Fly or Grow Old. I honestly don't even know anymore. That's the only problem. I wouldn't really need to know if I wasn't a YouTuber. Don't have to put it under the eye. And then I'm going to recreate the same steps on the other eye. Now you kind of like buffed the kind of brown away that's in the crease. We'll go in and reapply that as like our next step. I'm going to take this really soft blending brush from Soeco Eco Tools. I try to do like eco-friendly stuff all the time, but I don't really pay too much attention. I just sort of see this in the drugstore and I know they're really soft, so I pick them up. I've completely got to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to take a cup of tea, iced coffee, tiramisu and pug, and just sort of like go on that whole corner. And it's going over just above where we put the gold to kind of seal it in and put like a little hat on it. That's how I like to think of it. I don't know. Just make sure everything's got a crease colour. I've gone the whole way in my crease colour. That is a lot, and I understand if you don't want to go the whole way in. That's just my personal preference, what I like to do with my eye shape and stuff. Okay, I'm going to go underneath the eye. I'm going to line my lash line using the Collection Extreme Bold 24-Hour Felt Tip Calligraphy Eyeliner. I don't think I've used this before. I can't remember. I found it in the bottom of my drawer and I thought, oh, I don't recognise that, because I think if I tried this one out, I'd probably remember it. I would probably do like a review on it. So let's go ahead and give it a go. The tip is for eyeliner is not to blink. If you think you're going to blink, just take the eyeliner way away from your eye and then blink. It's better to be safe than sorry, because honestly, it can ruin an entire eyeshadow look. I did it the other day where I did this really bold burgundy smoky eye and I even filmed it. And then I blinked and I went boop the whole way through my eyebrow. It was awful. There was no way I was going to fix it. So I had to like not upload it. So I've got one sort of like line the lash line using the like thinner end of the liner. This needs to shake because it feels like it's running out, even though it clearly can't be. And then I'm just going to pull a little line out. Not a wing at all. Just, it's going to lengthen the eye. Make sure you're continuing from where your lower lash line and your upper lash line meet. It should be barely even visible. If it's just visible, that'll do. It looks like there's a massive gap there on camera. There's no gap that is fluid from my lash line. It seems like a bit of a shake. I don't recommend this eyeliner. I do recommend the Rimmel one though. The Rimmel, oh, what's it called? Magnifies, is it? Or something else? I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's a really good eyeliner. This is not really working out for me as well as the Magnifies one does. That's probably my favourite, like, drugstore one, is the Magnifies. Either Magnifies or the L'Oreal one, which, again, I can't remember the name of. This eyeliner is really bad, though. Don't recommend this one at all. I actually had to use the fat end of it to get it to work, which I shouldn't really have to do. There we go. And that's the eyeliner done. And then I'm going to go back in for the final time and sweep away all the fallout from the eyeshadow. And then we're going to move on to eyelash curlers. I always forget to curl my eyelashes. I remembered today. These are just some rose gold ones. I don't know where I got them from, but they're really good. I think they're really affordable as well from memory. I just stick them on your lashes, pump them a few times. You don't need to use all of these steps, you guys. All of these steps are kind of like unnecessary. If you want to do them, you could do them. If you don't want to curl your eyelashes because they're curled enough, then sure, but mine like just stick straight out, which I hate. So I like curling my eyelashes. And then I like to put mascara on. I'm using the No. 7 Lash Impact Intense Volume Control. I don't know if I told you that already, but you now know. I'm then going to put it underneath the eye as well. Just like that. Pop it on the top lashes on the other eye. And then right head on the bottom lashes. I know this looked like it took me ages. It honestly doesn't. It takes you... I can whip this eye look up in about a minute. But honestly, I like to talk you guys through what I'm doing and stuff. So that's why it took the extra time that it did. But yeah, it's the finished whole makeup look. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below any suggestions for future videos. And I hope to see you soon. Bye!